Hello. Sporting the same shirt but a fresh new haircut, I'm Andrew Cawley, and this is Real News. President Trump came under fire this week after appearing to suggest that Americans consume disinfectants to fend off coronavirus. Let me be clear. This idea is foolish and dangerous. But it is kind of like an escalation of the Tide Pod Challenge, and as a legend, I simply must try it. A new spokesman for the Department of Health and Human Services, Michael Caputo, has blamed the coronavirus on Democrats and made racist remarks about Chinese people on Twitter. Who better to work in human services than someone without one shred of humanity? Oil futures traded at negative this week. The reason? According to a Vice News investigation, Charles Koch was witnessed repeatedly dipping his wrinkly testicles into a barrel of oil. Investors and consumers alike were too grossed out to ever even think about oil again. This may be the path to renewable energy. In an interview about his work, a Seattle UPS driver said, "We're getting flat out hammered right now." King? Same here. CNN reported on a giant asteroid flying by the Earth next week that looks like it's wearing a face mask. Is it also social distancing? It doesn't look like it's following the stay-at-home, shelter-in-place orders. Tisk tisk. My point is, unless that asteroid is actually an alien wearing a face mask, that seems like some dumbass news. On Thursday, the FDA released new guidelines stating that disinfecting groceries and takeout food was not a necessary measure to protect from the transmission of coronavirus. Finally, my roommates will stop spraying Lysol into all of my orange sodas. This week, Americans have turned out in several states to protest orders to shelter in place. One man explained his reasoning to CBS through tears, saying that he's finding it really hard to actively hate gay people when there's no Chick-fil-A for him to sit in. The NFL draft was Thursday, and for one blissful moment, everything was normal. Everything was forgotten. The pandemic, global warming, all partisan issues. Nothing brings Americans together quite like the possibility of brain injury. Less than a month after its high-profile launch, streaming service Quibi is facing negative reviews and mediocre viewership numbers. Personally, I'm relieved to see it fail. The last thing I need right now is more competitors in the shitty short-form content market. This Thursday, Speaker Nancy Pelosi helped pass a $484 billion coronavirus relief package. Pelosi is like Goldilocks. Some progressives don't think the package does enough or it's too cold. Some conservatives think it costs too much or it's too hot. For Pelosi, it's just right, leaving millions dead, but not that many millions. We celebrated Earth Day this week, and frankly, I'm a little shocked by Earth's reaction. No thank yous, no tears, no acknowledgement at all from Earth. And we do this every year. You think Earth might think about doing a human day for once. Some relationships are just so one-sided. In this global pandemic, tech geniuses have been of surprisingly little help. But it's not their fault. You know that Elon Musk deals with one problem at a time. So he'll think about COVID once he figures out one way to rescue those Chilean miners. March saw the launch of yet another hard seltzer, Vizzy. Vizzy's angle? It has vitamin C. Great news for those of us who always thought the one thing hard seltzer was lacking was a little vitamin C. Reports have been circulating about Kim Jong-un's death this week. Many Americans express excitement about this news, but please, have some respect. That's my best friend you're talking about. On Friday, Michigan State Senator Dale Zorn wore a face mask with a Confederate flag pattern to the Senate floor. He reluctantly removed it and apologized, and boy was he glad no one saw the swastika on his undies. UC Berkeley is offering its Science of Happiness course for free online during this pandemic. The thesis of the course? Do more drugs! That's all from me. From me and everyone here at Real News, have a great week.